Good morning, everybody. I got my coffee. I actually am not using my vape right now, and that's something I've got to get back to doing. Let's talk a little. Whataburger by the water. You can't beat it.
Speak with clarity, 'cause there's too much noise around us. Or maybe it's just me. There's trash out in the sea, yeah, but I'm just too dry to reach it. So speak sincerely.
So finally, after 4 months, I am finally going home to Florida. I'm into Tennessee. From Florida, from Fort Walton Beach. I'm leaving now, actually in Crestview, because I didn't want to miss turns. It's been such a long time since I've lived down there. And places that I've gone to between towns and things like that, I've gone to thousands and thousands of times. Have changed now. They've got everything really kind of complicated, little turnoffs and stuff like that. So anyway, not that you care. Stopped by Whataburger and went to my favorite spot. There's a Whataburger by Cinco Bayou, and there's a bank there that they don't like you to do it, but you can get your food and you can go park by the water. So I did that, and I should be including it. You'll know already because I will have already included in this. So anyway, I've had, if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, and you don't know what's been going on, November 14th, I got a call that my mom had fallen and she was in the hospital. After talking to the doctor, she was getting a clean bill of health, but she wasn't able to sit up. And my mom is a hoarder. She's not a kick the bologna sandwich on the floor type of hoarder, but she's I'm gonna need this someday, so I should keep it type of hoarder. And she likes to shop. Plus, she had just turned 86 years old, and so she has been in the process of trying to live in a house that she can't keep up, with all kinds of stuff around that she can't maneuver around and things like that, because she just didn't want to leave the house. She just didn't want to leave Florida. We tried to get her up in Tennessee. Actually built out a mother-in-law apartment down our basement, which is now my office, because after we got it built out, she decided she didn't want to move up here. So anyway, I was in Fort Walton Beach, planned on going there for a week, get her in rehab, get her into independent living. And I was just going to sell the house as is with everything in it and let somebody else, the new owners, do an estate sale. Just cut and run. Well, about halfway through that first week, I realized I needed to stay another week. And 2 weeks turned into 4 months, except for about a week and a half that I went back up to Tennessee, where I didn't have anything to do there. And I threw my back out, so I need to come up there. And Mom was originally we were planning on putting her in an independent living, but as it turns out, she needs assisted living, so I wasn't going to have her down here in Fort Walton Beach. So I got her a place up in Tennessee. I'm on my way up there. I wanted to go a day ahead to make sure I could be there with anything coming up or anything, make sure I make the trip okay and all that. She's going to be coming up. We've got a transport for her tomorrow. So it's been a long journey, and I'm not going to get into details. I'm planning on doing a couple of videos on some of the challenges that I figured out that I wish I would have been prepared for. Things like getting a power of attorney. If you have parents, or realistically your spouses, get a power of attorney when they're healthy. It doesn't kick in until you need it. They need it, But like in this case, she's better now, but for the first couple of months, she was incoherent. And I had a brief couple of days where she was coherent enough to sign the paperwork. But if I had waited, I wouldn't have been able to get a power of attorney. So anyway, I'll get all to that into another video, because I think it's something that can benefit other people. So, but it's been a big challenge. It really is. It's been a huge, let's just say I've lived a really long year in the past 4 months. A lot of learning, a lot of faith building, a lot of relationships that were strengthening with my siblings, and I couldn't have done it without help from others. One of the biggest things I learned is that I can't do anything. I'm completely and totally useless on my own, trying to do it myself. And I want to be hands-on. I want to have control of my life, and I want to take care of everything. But I realize how much I have to rely on God, and I'm not going to get into that too much. I realized that I realized when I first started these coffees with Phil that I know a lot of people aren't believers, and I don't want to. I have all kinds of friends, and I love all kinds of people, and you don't have to be a believer for me to love you. And I don't want to come across preachy, because you know what? That tends to close people off. I know it closed me off a lot, and it still kind of does. But I am thinking about really considering about starting another YouTube channel. It'll be called MPTG, which is My Pathway to God. It's not going to be preachy. It's not going to be biblical. I will use some scriptures and things like that, but I am not a biblical scholar. It's just going to be kind of like this. I'm just sharing the things that I've done in my spiritual growth, which paralleled and came right along with my physical growth, my business growth, my mindset growth, emotional growth. All those kind of things went hand in hand. And sometimes it took me away from the path that most people would think would be a direct. So I think it would help people, mostly help people find their own path and their own experience, and being open to that. I know it's ironic, it's a terrible irony that I believe that the worst thing, the thing that keeps most people from finding their relationship with God is the people of God. But anyway, if that's something that you guys would be interested in, leave a comment for me, because I think I just feel led to do that. I think I can touch people that normally fall through the cracks, and my faith is so much a part of who I am. It's so much a part of me being able to be confident in my life and my decisions. And so anyway, this has been a really good growth for that, because I realize that I'm down here in the moment, in the experience, and everything looks like chaos. But I know that God's up there. He can see where I am. He can see the paths that led me there. He sees the paths that are bringing people that I need help from and that need my help. And most of all, he knows he can see where the roads are going, all the turns and things that look like I am just going in the wrong direction. He knows it, and there's very little that I can do. I can only do what I can do, and the rest is up to him. And I realize that the less that I can do, the better things are going to turn out, because he's better at everything than I am. So, I'm going to get off my soapbox. But I have been touched by this community. I always am. I love this community. I've been in lots of different groups and communities and things along my life. But this is the best uplifting community, supportive community that I have been in. And I wasn't able for quite a long time. I didn't have time to watch YouTube. I actually turned off my notifications because there was no point. But when I started having a little bit more time getting into the chats and stuff like that, I would have people just, you know, asking me about my mom and praying for us and asking when I'm going to get to making videos again and about Myrna and all kinds of stuff. And my YouTube channel has actually grown. Now, it hasn't grown nearly as much as if I would have been active, but I've had about 45 new subscribers in the past 4 months that since I haven't put out any video whatsoever. And I think that's just amazing, because I know that's because of people that have been talking about me and talking me up and promoting me and stuff like that, and that really touches me, and I really appreciate it. So what's next for me? Well, I'm finally getting back to be able to figure out my new norm of life. I'll have my mom 8 miles away, and so that will be a part of my life, and helping her with her dementia and things like that. Also, Myrna and Bobby came down to help me get the house ready for estate sale, and they did the estate sale with us. In fact, Bobby came down a month early, and she just did amazing jobs. While Mom was in, my mom had to have part of her colon removed during this journey, and while I was in the hospital with her for 3 weeks, Bobby was going through the house and organizing things and figuring out what we can sell and getting rid of the trash. And she is a superwoman, and she just did a freaking amazing job. So anyway, when they went back to Tennessee, they took all the stuff the family stuff that I'm glad I didn't walk away from the house, because there was a lot of it that I would have missed, memories and things like that. But they brought that stuff up there, and all of my mom's art supplies and things like that. And it's all in my office. I took all of my tables and they brought them down here. So my photography table and my work table and everything aren't set up. And so I am coming into complete chaos. I'm probably well, not probably, the videos I'm going to be putting out in the near future for a while are going to be not your regular ordinary videos. I will have to escape and go to estate sales and things like that. But it's going to be sharing my journey of I've got to revamp my business. I have selling on eBay is amazing. For my fourth quarter and the beginning of the year, we're pretty much washed out. But I was making more sales than I thought. We were bringing a little bit in, but I haven't had a sale for 3 weeks. I am at about 140 listings right now. So there is even a point where that income stops. But the great thing is, all I have to do is just go back home and start listing, and it's going to pick back up again. But one of the beautiful things is, after being gone from my business for 4 months, I am coming at it from an outside perspective. That was just overwhelming being there. I've said before, and I've showed you guys, I go from a state of organized chaos to organization, back and forth. And that's just the way I kind of work. But there's some things I'm going to have to change that really have impeded my productivity and led to a lot of procrastination. One of those is that I have always dumpster dived and gotten boxes that way, used boxes. I even get large pieces of cardboard to make boxes and Frankenstein, so that I have boxes there that I don't have to invest in to add to my costs. But that is taking over my business. It's amazing how much space and time and resources it takes to store every box that you think you're going to be able to use. And how much time is to try to go through this, no matter how hard I try to organize it. I've got a big giant shelf. I've got what they call a garden room outside, where normally you have your plants and stuff like that. And you've got a little work area. It has a little attic above it. That is so full of cardboard and packing materials and stuff like that that you can't get into it. Our Christmas stuff actually is up in the attic, and you have to clear everything out of there just to put the ladder down. So needless to say, Myrna and Bobby didn't do Christmas, decorate for Christmas this year, which is fine because they were down here with me for Christmas. So anyway, so that's a major thing. I'm going to get in there and clean all that out. I'm going to keep some of the smaller boxes, some of the things like Amazon boxes that I know are certain sizes that are easy to organize, and I'm just going to invest in buying boxes. I've got a distributor that I use that's 5 miles from my house. They give me amazing prices, and I can get anything I want to. So I just need to figure out what box sizes do I use the most, which ones work good to Frankenstein together, and get new boxes. They don't take up much of a shelf space. When I'm going to box something, I can figure out what size box I need, and I can just go to it instead of having to go from, no, that box isn't going to work, no, that's not going to work, you know, that kind of thing. So that's going to free up a bunch of space. So there's different things like that with my business that I'm basically coming in and revamping. And I'm going to take you guys along on the journey because I think it'll help other people as well. Because I don't think I'm anything different than anybody else. I think we all go through a lot of the same challenges. So I am going to pause this for now because there is a really cool antique store somewhere around where I am. I went there once before when I passed and they were closed, and I don't want to miss it. So I will come back. I'm back. Hold on, let me get my other ear in here so I can, I don't know, hear myself talk. So anyway, I've had a lot of people asking about the reseller gathering, Nashville reseller gathering. We are planning on having one this year. We were trying to expand it and make it something that was very affordable, but something that we could charge so that we could get a group rates for everybody at the hotels and get a small venue with catering for us to hang out. It's always going to be the same thing. It's not going to ever be any speakers or anything like that. It's not going to be like a conference. It's always going to be about networking and going out there and picking together and having fun. I think that's the strength of it. But we're not going to have time to do that this year. It's going to be pretty much the same format as last year. Just trying to figure out a time. I'm sure most of you guys know Scott the Bearded Picker and his wife and the journey that they've been going through for breast cancer, which, praise the Lord, she has beat, but she still has a little bit of time, different things that she's going to have to do. But I would love to schedule that at a time where she can come down and we can have a celebration for her. I think that would be really great. So that's kind of what we're figuring right now. We've got a couple of things that we have to work around. The Highway 70 sale is coming up. Don't want to detract from that. Lonnie and Candace, Garage Flips, are planning to schedule a get-together for that. And John Cincinnati Picker. Don't want to detract from that, and I want to be there. So we got that. We got the eBay, what is it, eBay Open that a lot of people go to. I don't go to it. I don't see the point in it as far as I'm concerned. Since we have, except for networking, and I would much rather go to these little networking things. And that's the whole thing of it. It's not a lot of price, not really expensive for people. I've been to Vegas. I've played Vegas a lot, and if I'm going to go to Vegas, I want to go to Vegas. So anyway, I've had quite a few people join the Facebook group, which I think is amazing because I just kind of left it up there for the convenience of being able to every year schedule it. But we've had quite a few people that have joined that. So keep in touch. Keep in touch with me. Keep in touch with Scott's channel and the Facebook group. And if anybody wants to join that, it's Nashville Reseller Gathering. There's some questions because, believe it or not, there's scammers on Facebook, and I'm trying to keep those out of the group. So there's some questions to answer. They're real simple. They're just letting us know that you're resellers or why you want to join the group, and we'll put you in there. And if you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, if anything that I'm talking about here sounds good to you or any suggestions, put that in the comments for me. But that's going to be a lot of fun, and I am planning on putting that together this year. I don't want to go a year without it. Scott doesn't either. So whether they can be there or not, we're still going to have it. So we're in the process. We'll let you know. So anyway, back to, I've got a lot of life things that I'm going to have to be reworking, and that's a blessing for me. I found through this experience that my limits with my health are a lot further than I felt like I could do. I've come a long way with that, so that's amazing. My organization skills have kicked back in. I'm back in the habit of making lists and scheduling my days, scheduling things to do in the future. And I'll probably do one of these copies on Phil with scheduling that I've learned over the years. I'm not somebody who does well with these organized things that they have. I've tried apps, I've tried all kinds of things to event plan and stuff like that, and I'm just not, it's just not me. I'm not a numbers person, I'm not a detail person. You'll find that out. Sometimes I use the wrong words for things, but I don't, so I don't do well at those, but I have found things that work for me. So anyway, I didn't want this to be too long. I just wanted to say hi, and I'm back, and Myrna's back, and we're going to be coming on here again. I'm going to be hitting it really strong. I'm going to be taking part in some of the working hangouts. I'm going to try to figure out how to do lives with my with being so hard of seeing. I don't really want to be in a live that I can't keep up with the chat, and I don't want to be stuck with my face in the phone. But I might have to do that. We'll see. But I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be jumping on some channels and interviewing some people and being interviewed by some people, and just getting out there. I want to get back into the community again. And so if you're new to my channel, welcome. Hang on for the ride. And I appreciate you being here. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, like the video, hit the ringy dingy thing so you're notified next time I put out one of these things. And as always, no matter what life throws you, always find your groove. It's good to see you again. We'll talk to you later. Bye.